Good afternoon, guys. I'm here this afternoon ahead of the Bees match with head coach Tom Watkins. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Had a good day off yesterday. Nice bike ride. Excited to hopefully get back onto winning ways this afternoon.
Three losses on the bounce. What do you put it down to?
Some tough games. Playing some very good teams. The series against Sheffield was excellent, really fast, really competitive. Friday we didn't play. We didn't play well. Swindon came and played a really solid game of hockey, and we were really sluggish all over the ice, and we never really affected the game, any individual or as a group. So it was tough, and I think from the first face-off to the last whistle, we were poor. So we're looking to rebound tonight and get our energy, get our legs under us nice and early, and hopefully play with the speed that you saw us against Sheffield.
Do you think team figured us out?
Come on,
the way we play? I'm asking you the question.
No, it's a short series. No, I don't think it's that at all. We didn't perform Friday. Personally, I think we got shut down and weren't allowed to perform. So we've got to find a way of making sure that we establish our forecheck nice and early, push their D, put them on their heels, and turn some pucks over. And I think we've got to be a little bit more physical at times. We never got to guys on Friday night. We never made much contact. So one thing that we're focusing on this evening is trying to make sure we can separate pucks nice and quickly and then generate our offense from turnovers and hopefully counter nice and quick.
The only reason I asked you that is because obviously Swindon have lost to other teams as well. Bracknell and Sheffield last night was really close. So it looks to me like teams are looking at them, looking the way they play, and maybe are trying to combat the way
absolutely.
Teams are playing.
That's hockey, that's coaching, that's part of the job. You look at the strengths and the weaknesses of each team and you put a plan together accordingly. So the good thing here is we've got a nice little series that's competitive. You know, other than Sheffield really kind of dominating and winning, although they've had some tight games, the series, the games are competitive, they're fun to watch, they're fun to be part of. So coming in not knowing the result, that's what you want from, I think, from sport and certainly from hockey. So we know we've got to be perform better. We know we know where we need to put pucks this evening. Something we've got to make sure that we just get a good start. I think we can get that good start, play the first 5 minutes. I think that gets us going.
So Cole Shudraback and Dan Mitchell gives us a bit more depth, but we're out Jones and Corey Goodison, are we?
Yeah, Corey's still missing. I don't know whether we'll see Corey again for the Spring Cup. I don't know whether it's worth the risk. And then Jonesy, unfortunately, had a shoulder injury on Friday night in Swindon, and hopefully not as bad as we first thought, but it certainly keeps him out this evening. Whether he'll be fit to play in the week, I'm not sure yet.
You've been really impressed with him as a guy. He's fitted in well.
Yeah, he's settled in nicely. You know, he's a fun kid to be around. He's integrated well in the room. He's talented. He carries the puck very well, but equally he battles and defends, to a good level too. Him and Nick have formed a really strong pair, and two very different players, but they balance well with one another.
So what will happen this afternoon? You'll drop Cole back for a D-man?
Cole will stay playing D. We'll play with 5D and giving us 4 lines of forwards, which just gives us a balance that we've not had for a week or two. I think our fourth line the first few games was excellent, so having those guys back together, not having to overload anybody else's minutes, means we can play with that 4-line rotation, which actually we haven't had in the last 3 games.
Brilliant, right. I hope we get back to winning ways, and I hope you do as well.
Thanks, mate.
And we'll speak to you again later on.
Cheers, guys.
In the Bees Sheffield game performance tonight, and I wonder how tonight's game will start as we line up for the face-off, and the puck drops. Jason Silverthorne wins it, backhands it to Jonathan Weaver, setting up the defensive play with a D-to-D pass. Just chipped up the boards, but held in by the Bees. Number 11, Lewis Hook, sends the puck round the boards. Bit of a battle in the corner. Antonov gets the puck, tries to get it through, and it takes a deflection from the skate of Dave Clements and heads in the direction of Jordan Headley between the pipes of the Telford Tigers, and almost could have created somewhat of an upset in the start of the game. But Antonov turning the puck over on the boards, feeding it through to the slot and deflecting off the defenseman's skate. Off the draw this time, in deep. Bit of a battle for the puck. Antonov gets a shot away, and Headley does a catch in mid save, and again Antonov picking the puck up. It was direction from the last game. Here we go. Now Bees carry the puck out. Forward to Stead, comes across through neutral ice. Bees take a fly change. Lakovic pressuring and picking the puck up in the corner. One-time shot, wind up from Schroeder. The pass came a little bit later. He had to pause that sort of half-cocked position, and then the pass came through. He let it go. Didn't slot, but it goes through to neutral ice where Clements picks it up. Great pass forward to Ross Venus, carries it over the line. Silverthorne drives the net, delays, pulls inside, lets the shot go into the body of Goss.
Yeah, love to see a bit of play at the other end there by Tigers. Cole Shudra firing into what looked like a bit of a Sam Watkins screen on the goalie.
Antonov up to the point, shot comes in, wide to the left, and there's emptied out of the rebound, and it was Kieran Long that picked it up. The shot came in from Deacon Fielder. He shot wide to the left of the post. It hit the boards behind, bounced out the other side of the post where Kieran Long was waiting. The netminder had gone across to Fielder's shot, and Kieran Long put it in the empty net, and the first goal of the game goes on 5 minutes and 9 seconds to Kieran Long, assisted by Deacon Fielder. The first goal of the game goes to Bees Hockey here at the Telford Ice Rink.
Yeah, Bees did well there. Obviously, as you say, Shuts, the shot by Deacon Fielder to the left of the goal. Obviously, drew Jordan that way. And Kieran Long pounced on that. We know his experience as a player.
Drops in front of the Tigers bench. Gives the Tigers time to set up. Weaver banks it off the right side. Through neutral ice, McKenzie gets the puck and a tap from Kieran Long, and that's going to go as either a hooking or a slashing against the Bees player as McKenzie came through. It was a blatant pick out, banked off the boards by Hamilton, kept in up and over by Mitchell, but a delayed offside would have gone against Weaver, so Hilton carries it in, passes forward, Antonov winds up, shot, and it's off the pipework. The puck drops down, and number 10 for the Bees, Galazzi, comes in to try and get on the puck. Another shot comes away. Turnover through mid-ice from Lakovic. Passes on the right side to Kieran Brown. McKenzie comes in, gets the puck at top of the slot. Great pass through for a one-timer from Latovic, and brilliant play there between the young skater. Ryan Webb gets to the puck, but is dislodged by being pushed away from the puck as we're into the last minute of the first period. Plant gives it through to Venus, who reaches forward, and a stoppage in play for the fact that of Josh Kelly for the Bees prevented an orange shirt getting onto the rebound. Kieran Brown picks it up now. Top of the circle, comes in through the Tigers' tee, pulls it inside, and it's going to go as a penalty for hooking against Kieran Long. Headley drops the puck down to Ross Venus, carries it down on the left side. It bounces around through neutral ice. Plant swings at it, gets the puck to Weaver. Weaver through to Silverthorne, drives through, and the player, the Bees defenseman, comes across the front, loses footing, and a penalty has been called.
Against Bees.
Against the Bees, I think as he came through, I don't know whether he hooked him, iced or whatever, but he held him down, and he came off worse for it. It's given as a penalty. And a penalty shot's given. So it's been assessed that the Telford player who was driving their way was on the puck, and that play, the Bees player, as he came across, dived across the front of the play, which effectively, now, if you dive across the front, can it be a penalty shot? Because is the guy free and clear? That's how the rule is written, and they've assessed it as a penalty shot, so they deemed through to be clear. As he came through the shot, he dived, and that has resulted in a penalty shot, which will be taken by captain Jason Silverthorne. So, as soon as Silverthorne touches the puck, it must proceed forward at all times. It's the first penalty shot of the series that I've seen.
Yep, golden opportunity for captain Jason Silverthorne.
Here he goes, skates up to the puck, touches it. Goes down the middle, splits his leg, gets the shot away, and a save from Goss. Means that no goal for the Tigers. Tigers had a penalty shot in this period, but it wasn't scored. And a
deflection.
The puck comes off, and it deflects off a Tigers skate. I'm not even sure which Bracknell player got on the shot there. It comes off the draw after the icing, deflects up, and deflected off a skate, I think, of a Tigers player. Jordan Headley, frustrated. Scott McKenzie goes over, has a chat with him to give him a bit of a heads up. But that's really unfortunate. And then with the flow of the game, to go 2 goals down on effectively a deflection off one of your own team's skates must be really frustrating. Yeah. And that goal was credited to number 11, Lewis Hook, from 73, Edward Bradley, and 89. And another penalties this time being set on Scott McKenzie for hooking. So puck goes up and over now, drops into the feet of Luke Jackson. He carries it around the back of the net, backhands it off the boards. He's given a bit of a shove. He's taken off his feet by Kieran Brown. He goes in to retaliate with a hit, clutches at the shirt a little bit. Kieran Brown skates out. The referee's following up just to see if there's any afters, as it were. And now Puck's dumped over and he sprays the netminder.
Oh.
And Clements gives him a
Clements
shot.
didn't like that.
Well, you don't need
No,
to
you
spray
don't,
the
though, do you?
netminder.
No.
Josh Martin comes in, gives us a spray. Clements gives him a bit of a shove. And again, what you're seeing now is niggle frustration. There was no need to spray the netminder. The defenseman is frustrated. They're 2 goals down, one of which was a really chippy goal. And drives forward. McKenzie taps it on. Lakovic carries it down into the corner, shoots across the front of the net. Goss has got it well covered, and now the counter-attack comes in the opposite direction from Webb. Oh, great hit from Kieran Brown into the body of Josh Martin. He's got his head down on the puck.
See if
and
that
Kieran
fires up the
Brown
Tigers.
took the opportunity to sit him down. Clements with the shot. And there was a great bit of power on the shot. It was going upwards, trying to get in that top shelf of the net, but goes across the top. A lot of hands and clutching now from Stead against, who's that he's playing against? Kieran Brown.
Yeah.
And this time, it's going to be Stead because he got frustrated a couple of times with Kieran Brown and other players. He got very hands-on and a 2-minute minor penalty for roughing. Now, if it wasn't on that one, you could have happily had it from the one in the opposite corner. You could see it coming. You could see it bubbling up. You could see the frustration coming in from him. And now he's going to sit a penalty. So the Telford Tigers pick up third power play of the game and a penalty shot yet to convert. Strong in the slot area behind the net. Ross Venus carries it to the far side. Weaver switches sides to give him his passing options. He's got Plant behind the net. Weaver on the point. Gives it across. One-time shot coming through.
Yes!
And it takes a deflection, ends up in the back of the net. I'm not sure whether it went crisp into the back of the net or bounced down and was picked up. But that's what you want. The Telford Tigers end up on the score sheet with a power play goal. 49 seconds into the man advantage, and that opens the scoring for the Telford Tigers. Tigers 1 with a power play goal, Bees 2, and could that now switch momentum in favour of Tom Watkins' men, and can they use that to capitalise and keep the steam train running to bring them back into this game?
Yeah, so much open ice there on the power play to wind up that slap shot. I think it did catch the goalie got a bit to it because it didn't seem to bobble in behind him.
Yeah.
But, no, great stuff by Tigers there.
Switch the play in their favour once again. Kieran Long backhands through, but Kieran Brown picks it up, drives through the left side, top of the circle, tries to put it in front, carries it all the way around, swings the shot in, and it was a leg pad save from Goss in the netminder. But as Kieran Brown went round the back of the net, what you may or may not have seen was Edward Bradley gave him a slash as he went round the back of the net. So Bradley's going to take a 2-minute penalty, and suddenly you got another Telford Tigers power play on 34 minutes and 4 seconds. And if they do what they did last time, we've got a game on our hands, James.
Yeah, 1 from 3 now, so 4th power play for the Tigers. Let's see if they can keep chipping away, get their shots in, get their chances in, move that puck around.
14:04 in the second period. Tigers power play. Long picks up the puck, gives it to Antonov, and these two are dangerous. Great stick check from Shrewdra. McKenzie backhands through to Lakovic, gives it to Watkins, who lets the shot go, and that was a humdinger of a goal from Jack Watkins, skating backwards, half-cocked as the pass comes across from McKenzie, generated by Lakovic, and suddenly a textbook goal 12 seconds into the second power play, and that one goes straight on the score sheet. It'll read Jack Watkins from McKenzie and Lakovic, 2-2 the score. 34 minutes and 17 seconds the time, and as we were saying about momentum, now you've got an even-handed game, 2-2, and momentum is undoubtedly in favour of the Shropshire outfit.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to move that goalie left-right to open up those spaces.
Bees try and clear the puck out. Penalty expires, back to 5-on-5. Antonov drives in, gets the circle, carries it in, shoots it top left-hand corner over the shoulder of Headley, and you can see frustration of Jordan Headley between the pipes. Antonov drove down the left side, cuts into the top of the circle, carries it in, buys his time, fires it left into the top left-hand corner over the right shoulder of Jordan Headley, is frustrated in that danger period. How many times have we said when a penalty expires, it's the most dangerous 10 seconds, as momentum was already going in the Bees' direction, and 3-2 the score. Antonov putting a wrist shot top left-hand corner with 5 seconds remaining in period 2. Period 3. Let's cross now to Rinkside, where Sean Westlake is with Rick Plant.
Good afternoon, guys. I'm here with Telford favourite Ricky Plant. How you feeling, young man?
I wouldn't call me young anymore, but I'm not feeling too bad.
How do you think tonight's game's going?
It's been a little bit back and forth. Most of the opportunities we give them have been through our own mistakes, so I think we shut those down a little bit and take our opportunities, we should be able to turn this around, hopefully.
A bit more physical tonight, it looks, as well.
I think week by week, every game's getting a bit more physical as every team kind of grows into their kind of formations and stuff and how they're playing. So it's getting a bit more physical week by week, but we love that kind of thing. That's what hockey's all about.
How are you feeling yourself, settling in with the new guys?
Oh, it's great to play with some of them. You know, we've got some great talent coming, so it's nice to play with some guys from the level above and see what that's all about and how they play the game. And even at my age, you still learn a thing or two. So yeah, it's good.
What's your thoughts on the 3 losses that we've just had?
I think the Sheffield games could have gone either way. You know, a couple of bounces one way or the other could have gone in our favour. Friday night's game against Swindon is probably about as bad as we've played this whole series. Got no excuses there really. We came out flat, and then we were kind of fighting an uphill battle the rest of the game. So we made it difficult for ourselves. There's no excuse.
And what's Tom said in the dressing room? Just keep the pressure on and keep them on their back
Yeah,
foot.
he told us to put our foot on the gas and really, you know, pressure them in their end. I think that's where we're having most success, is when we get in their faces as soon as they get the puck and try and turn it over quickly. The more space we give them, the more time they have to make something happen, as they've shown.
So you yourself then, you had a year off from hockey like everyone else, and then you've come back into it for this Spring Cup. How are you feeling in yourself?
To be honest with you, yes and no. I mean, it's I'm getting to that time where I'll probably retire at some point. So, you know, that last year I wasn't sure if I was going to come back after that, because we just didn't know what hockey was going to be at that point. But Tom gave me an opportunity to come and find out if I still loved hockey, and it turns out I do. So, you know, I'm back again, and I'll keep playing until I fall out of love with the sport.
So we've got another 3 matches, I think, or 2 matches, and then we're off again till maybe August, September. Any plans for the summer?
The way the world is at the moment, I don't think anybody can make any plans, can they? Everything seems to get cancelled, but just take the summer, enjoy it with the family like always.
But you yourself, you're still enjoying it? You
Love
think
it.
you'll be back next season?
Well, it's not completely down to me. I mean, I still want to play. If the team needs me and Tom still wants me, then, you know, I'm always available to him.
Brilliant, Ricky. Thanks ever so much for
problem.
talking to us
Cheers.
this afternoon. We'll let you crack on. Guys, that was Ricky Plant. Great.
But Goss did the business. Kieran Long carries on the backhand to the right, curls to the left, taking really wide circles, picks a slot, fakes, divides, and just lets the puck slide underneath Headley. As his body went to the right, Headley kind of went with it, but he let the puck just drift under his body.
Clever goal.
And the first goal of the night goes to Kieran Long for the Bees. They need this to keep them in it. Ross Venus skates up for the Telford Tigers. Goes to the left side, pulls across, buys some time, fakes and carries it all the way around and just lets it drift into the back of the net. Basically playing chicken. Who's going to go? Who's going to move? Who's going to move? And using that long reach to pull the stick around the body. And Ross Venus means the score is now 4-4. There's been 1 penalty shot scored by each, Kieran Long and Ross Venus. And Kieran Long, now the first 3 shots have gone, they could, if they wish, I think, and depends on the competition rules, and I haven't read this competition rules, they now may be able to repeat those number of shooters or choose to do others. The goal stands. So now we continue. 4-4 the score, 1 penalty shot for each team. And Kieran Long, who was the scorer of the only one for the Bees, takes the first one in this set.
Yeah, see what he comes up with this time round.
Touches the puck and proceeds forward. Curls to the left. Stick handles round. Fakes, shoots, and Headley makes the save. He's not falling for the same thing twice.
Yeah. I think tricking the goalie once
now,
is one thing,
interestingly,
but trying
Scott
to do it
McKenzie's
twice.
come out for the Tigers,
Yeah.
so they haven't loaded it with the person who scored last time,
Yeah.
which was Ross Venus. So Scott McKenzie curling from side to side. Check the netminder's ready. Whistle blows, touches the puck. Spins side to side. Carries it forward, backhand underneath, and the light's gone on. And the puck is in the back of the net. It drifted under the body. So Scott McKenzie, number 77, scores for the Telford Tigers. And 4-3. And you can see the frustration with Goss there. It ran under his body. and it's just disappointment. And you can't fault the Bees' performance. A fantastic game of hockey, played really well, worked really hard, and it's such a sad to end like that. But that's the nature of the game, where we play for an outcome with every single game. They will pick up a point from that game, and a really strong performance, a gutsy game of ice hockey, and a fantastic performance from Bees Ice Hockey.
Right, we're here with Telford man of the match, Kieran Brown. How do you feel, young man?
Good. You know, it's good to get the win after 2 straight losses, but yeah, it's good to get going again.
And how do you think you played overall?
Good. I guess making that hit changed the game a little bit. It took a couple of penalties, but yeah, it was a good game.
And you took a lot of slashing, and they were trying to lift your stick and bang into you, but you didn't lose your head, you carried on, and then obviously that's where we get the power plays and they lose. Is that part of your game?
Yeah, I guess so. Just get under the skin, obviously, and then they'll take the penalties and we'll take the power plays and score.
What do you think changed from Bracknell from the first matches that we had to this match?
I think we're on the D a lot quicker than we were there, forechecking hard, and their D just coughed the puck up, so obviously we took our chances when we had them.
Right. So obviously Wednesday night up against Sheffield,
Yep.
one of your old clubs. Do you think we can get one back over them?
Yeah, of course. Obviously we need to take it hard to them in the first period, first shift. We need to make a hit, obviously get shots on net, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Brilliant, mate. Thanks ever so much for joining us. Well done on your man of the match, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Okay, we're here with head coach Tom Watkins after the win against the Bracknell Bees. You happy with that?
I'm pleased we won. I'm disappointed with our performance. Credit to Bracknell, they played a strong road game. We didn't compete as well as we hoped or certainly wanted. At times I felt we got outworked. I think for a period of 10 minutes in the second period was probably we really got going and felt like we were moving the park and skating, and it all comes off Brownie making 2 or 3 good hits that got us going in the game, and it changed. You know, we were 2-0 down, 2-2 quickly. Really annoyed to give up the goal with 10 seconds to go or 5 seconds to go in the second period there, but we never found that jump again in the third period. But you know, we hung on and we got the result that we hoped for, perhaps not deserved.
A lot more physical tonight. Do you think the match was, yeah?
Not until the middle of the second period when we started to play a little bit more physical. It took us too long to get going. Yeah, just frustrating. I don't know, our minds are on other things, and we've got to really up the performance kind of level for Wednesday night.
So a couple of games left. How are you going to motivate them now to get them up for that Wednesday night? Will you have a training in between now and then or not?
We'll skate, you know, and we'll do what we normally do, and we'll get guys out here. We'll address a few things privately and move on. You know, we won. That's a positive. But we feel like we're off the pace a little bit to me, and I don't know if that's fatigue over the last few weeks, but it's been a strange kind of series, a little bit up, a little bit down, and we've got to find a way of bouncing back and improving.
Would you expect that or not? Because we were on so much of a winning run, and then all of a sudden we've took a dip. I know we're back up again tonight, but I can see you're clearly not happy.
Well, you can't expect anything. You can only expect, you know, you can only control what you can control, right? And we can control our work ethic and our commitment level. And I think from weeks 2 and 3 to where we are now, I think that's changed. And I don't know why that is at the moment. We'll deal with things. We'll get guys up and we'll get guys moving. We just got to play a simple hockey game, and I think the more that we've probably been out here playing games, guys are starting to try a little bit, perhaps play outside of their skill sets, and rather than keeping it as simple as we did the first couple of weeks, which was obviously very successful for us.
So we've had 2 losses against Sheffield. What are you going to change to stop that happening this week?
Good question. I haven't looked that far ahead yet. You know, we've only just come out of this. I think ultimately we got to make sure that we play with a lead. I think if we can play with a lead against those guys, that's probably not a position they've been in. So scoring first, making a good start, and you know, winning that first period. I think it's always a good goal and a good way of trying to get us up and moving. It's going to be Wednesday night, guys will be at work, so you've got to deal with all those kind of issues as well of guys getting in perhaps a little bit late. But I'm sure we'll be highly motivated. I'm sure we'll be more energised. I think whether it's a little bit of complacency when we played tonight is probably a contributing factor, but we shouldn't be complacent. You know, Bracknell have they played really well.
And I think out of the 2 games that we did play against Sheffield, the home game, we could have won that easily.
Yeah, I thought we were stronger that night. You know, it's one of those, our building, we seem to raise our games at times, and I think we've certainly got to do that. We've got to do it for 60 minutes.
Brilliant. Thanks ever so much
Cheers,
for
pal.
joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Well done on the win.